Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I always do that. How?
Howdy.
Do you remember that thing on there when he was a kid? How?
How?
Do you remember that program as a kid?
No.
No, they like, how? And then they tell you how something's done.
No.
No? Have I just made a program? It is. How?
No idea.
Okay, anyway, hi.
Right, any 90s babies know what she's talking about. Comment.
It doesn't have anything to do.
I have no idea
My
what
brother
she's
watched.
talking about. I said howdy. Like, I'm into all that Western cowboy theme. I'm loving it. I'm going to get myself some cowboy boots.
You've said this for ages and you
Yes.
still haven't done it.
No, it's still... Well, it's been too hot, hasn't it? But that is... I think I'm going to get
You
some
should.
for my birthday.
You should. You should. It's
Yeah.
not me. I do like them,
Well,
which is weird because of, you know,
yeah,
like...
you ride horses.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just can't see myself in them.
I love it, but same as me. I'll probably get them and wear them once,
dunno.
and
Well,
I don't really know how to rock them.
I think you would suit them.
And like even with like
With a hat.
a cowboy hat, I tried some on in Phoenix, Arizona, which it wasn't in Phoenix, Arizona. It was in Arizona, but when we travelled up to Sedona, which is a proper
I was going
old
to say that's
school
like the
town.
perfect place to get them.
Yeah, it's all like everything was all like that like Western theme and like quite dated and loads of cowboy shoe and hat shops and crystals and stuff. So yeah, I tried one on. I really liked it, but like I said, I just don't think I could rock it.
But saying that, you say that, it's like them things that people are wearing. They're probably called saying, I don't know what they're called. They're like little silk scarves that people are wearing on the head.
Bandanas.
Well, yeah, was it a bandana? I just said like a silk, you know, like
Yeah,
that.
like all the way back or just across the front?
No, just all
Yeah.
the way over your head.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And they look lovely when I've seen them on people.
Yeah.
But I just feel like when I put one on, I haven't ever put one on, by the way.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I did put one on, I'd just
Yeah.
like an absolute...
It's funny, isn't it? Because even sometimes you can love it on someone
that's
else.
what I'm saying. That's what
and
I'm
just
saying.
wish
Yeah.
that you...
Like, I love it. I just can't really see it on me.
Yeah, no, it's
What,
true.
should we turn up next week?
It's like even with like
scarf.
sleeve tattoos, like I love it, but I just don't think I could rock one.
Yeah. And same, but the same. When I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, watch me come back next week with a full on bloody thing. Oh, well, there you go then. That was a good how, wasn't it?
Yeah, how? Yeah, no idea what you're talking about, but yeah.
Oh, well, there you go then.
School's coming up next week. Back to school.
Before I want to, as we are coming to the end of summer, I do want to have a little appreciation post from my part. I don't know if you want to say anything, but for me anyway. Firstly, Mitch, thank you. Dads, thank you.
Yes, Liam.
Yeah, thank you very much because...
Hallelujah.
Yeah, well, dads and nans and aunties in my case. Because without you, then it would have been very difficult for me to do what I need to do over summer with work.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the kids have had a fab summer. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So that's my little thing of appreciation because,
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's not
No.
easy in summer anyway. It's even harder here, I feel,
Yeah.
with everything that, you know, the heat and it's 13 and a half weeks and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
thank you for that. That's a little appreciation post.
Yeah.
Back to normal now.
Yeah, no, same. Like say,
Mum is
Liam's
home.
done it all, so I've not been able to. Without him, I wouldn't be able to work at all.
No,
so.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a definitely big appreciation there. So, that's
You all
my thing.
prepped and ready?
Well, don't know really.
Doesn't sound convincing.
No, but it was weird going back to that. I've last week, we had loads of things going on and We had one of Mason's best friends 18th too, and it was kind of the mum had kind of joined them together with another friend who have grown up with each other, who they've all turned 18 kind of over the summer. And she did a big barbecue and she had a singer and caterers.
Oh,
and
wow.
honestly,
A
it was
proper
so nice.
birthday
Yeah, it was
party.
really, really lovely. And it was lovely to see all 18-year-olds, do you know what I mean? Gathering with their parents, if you get what I mean. But at the same time that they've obviously all been friends since very, very young, and have grown up together, which here I think's quite... I think maybe everywhere now, but I think it's such a difficult thing here because you can't always guarantee that you're going to... Because everyone's so moving here, there and everywhere because of where we are.
Well, I think the generation of like just being able to work from anywhere, get jobs anywhere, people move a lot.
Yeah,
but
no one
I
can
think,
seems to stay in their town now forever, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
even in
it
England,
was.
people move around England. But I think, like you say, being in Spain... It's more common, people coming and going.
That's that. So it was nice that it was nice that they all got together, even though they see each other here, there, and everywhere. Some of them see each other every day, and some of each other don't. But when they got back together, it was just like, obviously seeing them all young, but all as young men. You know what I mean? It was with the girlfriends or not or whatever, and then seeing the parents, obviously, and then talking about the old days of just when they were young little babies. It was nice, really, really nice. And then I was ready for this week to be prepared. You know, like a nice, easy week. You know, just fizzle everything out, bring back the early nights and the early mornings.
Yeah.
And, you know, just get into a routine. Maybe get a book out because the kids haven't done anything over the summer.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Not going to lie. And, yeah, try and just, you know, get ready, like you say, for this week. Well, it hasn't happened. What day are we on?
Thursday.
Okay, so nothing's happened. I feel like every day has just been full of stuff to do.
Yeah.
We're not getting in till God knows what time. I'm still obviously gotta get up. But then the kids are obviously tired in the morning. You know, like it's like a knock-on effect again. And I'm like, oh, I really didn't want this to happen this week. Yeah.
Still summer.
But it is like that here, literally here. It's until the very last hour before they go to school. It's summer.
True.
And that is great.
I think
at
the
same
idea
time,
of like starting to get them to go to bed early is a nice idea, but the reality is
it's so
the first
hard.
few days is going to shock them, and then they'll be used to it.
Yeah, that is it. But maybe it's more for me, to be fair. But so then with that, it's made me feel like, I think the word, I don't like to use it so much, you know what I mean? But like, you know, that anxious feel of just really tight, feel like I'm catching my breath.
Yeah.
Something silly yesterday, I was at work. I ended up ended up deciding to work longer because I had patients. And then that fell into a time where I should have been helping my mum and dad at the doctor's, and they were fine. I even called. I was literally speakering to the doctor. We managed to sort it out. But the guilt that I felt, and then that again of that anxiety of that I couldn't go there for my mum and dad. Do you know what I mean? And then I was making it all this thing in my head, and they are absolutely fine, but me, I'm just like, oh my God,
And
then I can feel
feeling
tears.
bad. And...
I can feel tears in my eyes. You know that feeling of, I just don't know whether to scream or cry. But if anyone actually asks me what's wrong, if I say it,
doesn't
it
sound like
silly.
a real reason.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the same thing happened today. I can't even tell you. Nothing happened at all.
Yeah.
And yet Mitch called me. And he obviously heard it in my voice because he said, what's the matter? You sound like you want to cry. And I was like, I do want to cry. Why?
Yeah.
Nothing. And then I got home and he was like, what's wrong? I was like, I actually don't know. I said something like, just my phone and my messages. And then he was like, well, who's messaged you then? Who said what? Like thinking obviously something
had triggered it.
And I was like, literally, babe, nothing.
Yeah.
My phone hasn't been any crazier than it isn't usually. But obviously, it just was an excuse for that's why. But
just
it wasn't
in that moment
just that.
you couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, it was, and that is how I'm feeling at the minute.
Well, I'm glad you feel like that because that makes me feel better because that's exactly how I feel.
Hallelujah.
Not that I wish you to feel like that, but it's nice to know that I'm not the only one because I feel massively overwhelmed right now, and that feeling of
the
anxiousness, like I've got 100 things to do and I don't even know where to start, kind of thing. My head's just spinning. And
then it's not even a big deal.
It's not one thing. It's 100 little things.
And although that's 100 are not big deals,
that's what I mean.
Do you know what I mean?
don't think there's any, and I felt like on the verge of like losing it as well. And I even messaged Liam yesterday, like he watched the boys, I worked, and then we're swapping at the moment because he's catching up and he's doing like building works and then he's going out to work. And then the boys weren't even bad, but I just messaged him like I have no patience for them right now. Like I'm on the verge of losing it, and I was being quite short.
Yeah,
and like I definitely like had to put a lid and like stop myself from exploding.
Just shut yourself in a room. If you could, kind of thing.
Well I can't because there's a bloody 1-year-old trying to kill himself every 5 seconds. He fell out his high chair.
Jumping out of high chairs.
Oh yeah, well he started to climb out of high chairs in England, and then I got home, forgot that was a new thing, and put him in the high chair, and he's just
gone out.
Doof.
At least he didn't get no cut
He
heads
cried.
like my lot.
Yeah, exactly. I literally was stood in front of him, but like with my back to him. So I
you
heard
heard
it,
it.
but it didn't actually sound that bad.
Yeah.
It was a duff, but it wasn't, you know, when sometimes it goes
Yeah,
through
yeah,
you because
yeah.
you know how painful it must have been. It wasn't a bad duff, and he cried for like 3 seconds and got up and carried on.
He's at that age as well.
Feel guilty,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's banged his head 8 times
Yeah.
in the last couple of weeks.
I remember, I more so obviously because my youngest nephews are obviously you know what I mean, that's the closest in what I sort of remember. I don't obviously remember my own kids, but you know, was when I'd say to like my sister-in-law, oh, he's got a scratch, or he's got a bruise, or he's got this, or he's got that. She was like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. It was literally to a point, and plus she's got 2, obviously. So it was literally about, I have no idea. Yeah. Like literally, they are here, there, and everywhere. Yeah. They're jumping, they're doing this, they're doing that.
Yeah, Kaysen was not like this, but he is a daredevil. If there's something to stand on, he'll climb on it. If he's in his high chair, he'll climb out of it.
He's definitely showing his personality already.
Yeah, he's trying to kick footballs, so that's great but when he kicks it. But if he stands on top of it and wipes himself out, then he's hitting his head on everything. He's just learnt to walk. He's trying to run. Yeah, it's like, why? Slow down. Yeah,
and leave me alone.
No, it's been like you say, a million little things, and I felt exactly the same. And we've literally just come back from being away. We've been away for 9 days, so I should be like, oh, lovely.
But when you was away, you didn't feel that?
A little bit, yeah, but mostly no. I think just coming back, it's just all hit me at once. Because just before going away, we managed to get a builder that my dad basically has permanently at his house doing stuff, was free for a couple of weeks. So we grabbed him quick, because there's loads of little jobs that need doing, and Liam's just too busy. Like, Liam's great, he can do 99% of things, but he just doesn't have the time. So I was like, right, while the guy's free, get him in and do stuff. So literally 2 days, 3 days before we left, is like, oh, come in, knock a whole window out, knock out another hole in the wall, and rip up this and pull. Like,
you say little things.
They're not even little things, exactly. They're not little things.
They're big jobs that kind of uphold the whole household because of the shift. It's not just that. It's then moving, like for yours, you've had to move Kaysen where he sleeps. And everything that goes with
Kaysen's
that.
out of his bedroom completely because the moving of the window was in his bedroom. So he's literally got a makeshift bed. We've moved his mattress into this room, so he's sleeping in the podcast room, which he's actually quite enjoying. He said it's quite fun. So, and I remember doing little things like that as a kid.
They are fun. To us, it's such a huge. Oh my god! But for them, it's like. Woo.
I mean, luckily, because we've been away, I've got some clothes out because everything is wedged in his walk-in wardrobe. Like all his toys, his clothes, everything, and like blocked off for the dust and everything. So he's got a few toys. Luckily, it's been his birthday, so he's got a few bits and a few bits of clothes.
To what you can play with.
Exactly. So yeah, we got the builder in. That all happened a couple of days before we left, and he was here the entire time we were in England. But yeah, going to England was nice. But again, like, it's seeing a lot of people. We had a wedding, meeting up with friends, family, and this time we went to 2 different places. So then we drove up. And saw my mum and dad. That was really nice. So the actual trip itself wasn't. Normally it's a rush, but it wasn't too bad this time. We were there for a lot longer and we didn't see as many people. But it was hard because Hayden's just at a difficult age.
And what goes with that, it kind of takes a lot of headspace up, not just that. I'm presuming how much things cost over there as well, that you've got to deal with travelling and not just.
Well, we had to pick up a hire car, then we had to train it into London for the first day, then we had to drive down to Portsmouth, then we had to see people, and
you're on
then
holiday,
we had a
so
wedding.
You want to do stuff.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
And then people want to see us, so it's like, well, where do we meet you? Yeah. Like, because like we went to a few places and it was just Hayden just does not want to be sat watching you all have a nice coffee. Yeah. So then it's like, right, where's safe, and then going to people's houses, and then that's like awkward because it's like don't want him to trash the place, and so it was just like, even though it was lovely and it was so nice to see everyone, it was quite nice that I did go and see my mum and dad the second half of the week, because theirs is a bit more open and easy to just let Hayden kind of go.
That's the reality of children, especially that age, and with his kind of personality. You've just got to go, do you know what? I can't do that. Do you know what I mean? I remember when it was we used to, me and some of the girls used to meet up for like a coffee or whatever, and we'd say all these places, and it literally would fall onto my house every time because it was just easier to come to my house.
Well, you can actually have a conversation then.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
it's pointless.
Me and Liam are passing him between each other, walking outside. And it becomes a stress and it's not enjoyable.
Yeah, and then I don't find that fair then on the child as much because you're then restricting them. You either tell him to be quiet or you're restricting them
it's
from
like
actually
he's not happy to be sat in a coffee shop, and I don't blame him. So it's like,
But then, like you say, then you've come home after a lovely kind of, you know, like calming few days, letting the kids kind of just, you know, do whatever. And then you've come home, walk through the door. I'm like,
yeah. So, like, to top it off, what happened? Oh, so basically soon after landing, Hayden was really ill. We thought it was just teething, but then it was green snots, coughing, and then I got it. It was definitely COVID. We didn't test, but I'm pretty sure it was COVID because you can tell it's a different kind of illness. So the day of the wedding,
you had a flu-like.
The day of the wedding, I had all the flu-like symptoms, like your body's aching, your back's sore, and all of that. And then it just felt like an elephant was sat on my chest, like for days, like couldn't breathe.
It's a song, though.
Coughing all night. A song?
That's in a song, though.
Is it? Yeah. An elephant sat on your chest?
Yeah, it's actually talking about anxiety over me. And she goes, and it feels like an elephant is just standing on my chest.
I didn't know that was in that song. I know the song, but I'd never listened to it.
I only know because Alexi, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly how it feels. So got rid of COVID, then got anxiety. So it's like, still got an elephant on my chest.
So you got to England and it wasn't even just, like you say, it's lovely having a holiday wherever you go, even if it's England to see family. It still takes up a lot of energy,
energy,
money, headspace, which is all lovely. But I usually get there and bam, you're ill.
Both ill. Me and Hayden were really ill. Luckily, Liam had it a little bit. Kaysen didn't really have it, luckily. So yeah, we were both really ill, which just puts a dampener on it, especially when you're trying to see people.
Yeah.
And like wedding to go to and stuff. But we went to our first Arab wedding, so that was really cool. That was a nice experience.
Wow, I didn't know this. I know obviously you were going to a wedding, but so what was different?
So they'd already got married, so this was like a bit like what you're doing. Okay, so this was a celebration and invited all their guests. So I don't know if this is typical or traditional of how they do things, but we were in the room with all like our dining tables and stuff, and they had a stage. So the groom came in first as an entrance, but he had a lot of the guys from the wedding with him, so like family and friends, and they had like these traditional drums, these guys that were, you know, dressed, I assume in some traditional outfit, coming through with music banging, like just noise coming through, like, but it really like lifted the energy, like everyone was like buzzing,
like a carnival kind of
it was those kind of vibes, like it really was like uplifting, and all the guests were like cheering as he came in, so it was like a proper entrance. And then the bride came in with her dad and walked through, and then they met on the stage, or like the dance floor, and they basically didn't leave the dance floor. So they met on the end, and obviously they introduced them and stuff, and then they played some traditional music, and everybody, well, most people got up. But it's funny because at weddings I've been to, like, you, even if you don't have the ceremony, when you've got the music playing, normally that's after your meal, people get up, people get in like groups, but they just completely surrounded the bride and groom, like in a circle. So people weren't off doing their own little dance. It was, we're all going to stand around them and cheer and dance and, you know, clap and cheer for about a solid hour.
For the whole fucking night. Where's my dinner?
No, literally, it did not stop. I felt sorry for them because, like, as the guests, like, some were getting up and sitting down, and then they played loads of really traditional music and everyone was going for it, and it was really fun. And then they played a few English songs. But they did not sit down.
Yeah, even just coming in after the entrance, I feel like you'd need, you know, like, kind of sit together and just talk a bit on your own. Like, oh my God, you've done it, or whatever.
I don't know if because they had a sofa with like all flowers behind it. I don't know if they sat down at the very beginning.
For photo or something.
And then were introduced, whatever. But basically, from the get-go, they danced. And like I say, guests sat down and stood up. They must have danced for an hour and a half solid. Them two did not, they didn't even stop for a drink, and people just kept coming up to them to cheer them. And they did this traditional dance where, I mean, for the whole song, no matter what song it was, everyone was
in the circle,
serenading them. but they played a song where the guys all get into a circle, then the girls get into a circle, and they do this like specific dance, like
routine
thing around them, which was really cool to see. But yeah, they know how to go for it. They know how to party and to dance, and like the guys even more than the girls.
Yeah, it sounds like
it. The guys were loving it.
Yeah.
And you have what's called like a leader, who like sets the pace and the rhythm and chooses the moves, and then it kind of filters round the circle and stuff, which was really cool.
What a good experience.
Yeah. And then they left. We then sat down and had our meal. So I don't know.
What, they left?
They left.
What, while you had your food?
Yeah. So I don't know if they went and had a meal by themselves. I don't know if they went for maybe
I'd love that.
for couple photos. But I thought that was actually really nice to have like an hour to yourself after all of that intensity.
An hour of not being left alone.
Yeah. So I don't know if they had couple photos or had a meal. I'd like to.
Yeah, they went upstairs for a quick.
I'd like to think that they actually ate something or had a drink. So we had our meal, our starter and our main course, and then they come back in, straight to the dance floor, straight back to dancing and being serenaded and danced and stuff. Then they served the desserts as that was all happening. And then after that, they basically went back to their like sofa thing, and then people just one by one just went and had photos with them.
Wow.
So yeah, like they did not stop. And her dress was 17 kilos. It was massive, completely bedazzled, sparkle. It was beautiful. She looked amazing. But it was 17 kilos.
They
and
must
she
have
did,
ached the next
She
day.
did not, 100%. She would have had bruises or like ached like she'd been hit by a bus for sure, because they did not stop.
amazing.
They went for it. But yeah, hopefully the adrenaline, like you say, kicked in. But they must have been tired.
And
at
like
the
you
end
say,
of it.
if that's like that, if it is that normal tradition, which it sounds like
They
all know
they
what they
definitely
were doing,
had traditional
you know what I mean?
elements to it.
Then I love that. I love that experience, because not everyone gets to see that sort of experience of different. Of different
it was
cultures
nice, like you say,
ways.
the getting everyone up, the energy, and they just didn't stop. So that was good. And then what else happened? Oh, we had Kaysen and Hayden's modelling appointment thing in London, which, thanks Nanny, cost me a fortune.
Great idea.
It's obviously a free photo shoot until you want to buy the photos, which I knew was the case.
But they were very expensive photos, I'm presuming.
Well, I knew they were 50 quid a photo, which is...
that's a lot.
Which is a lot. But if you think about it, you're in a professional studio, you've got all the lights, you've got a professional photographer, like, if you walk out of one photo, that's a lot.
Yeah, but sometimes you just rather pay a couple of £100 and know you can get all the photos you want, I suppose.
Yeah, so obviously this is another level. I probably could have easily paid someone else and got loads, but this is...
We did the experience.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to see what he was like and if he enjoyed it was the main thing.
Did he?
So they did a photo shoot for 5-6 outfits for Kaysen and Hayden. Hayden was due a nap, teething, and had COVID. So after 2 minutes, he was done. I think I was surprised that we got more than 2 photos. I was literally expecting 2 photos. They managed to get 40 photos from him, which was, I don't know how, but he was
not good.
Not happy at all. Wouldn't
even
even stand there, was on my lap, cried. Most of the photos have a dummy in. Like, it was just no. So, Hayden, sorry, no, you're not going to be a model. Definitely not at this age anyway.
You're not able to yet,
which, I think I had 5-6 outfits for him. After 2-3, even they were like, don't force him. And I was like, he's just not happy.
Yeah. And I do not have the patience.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't enjoy it, what's the point? I'm not going to force him. But Kaysen, on the other hand, he smashed it out. He did all his outfits, probably did it all in about half an hour. And then they give you like an hour break to go so that they can review all the photos and come back. So they actually do review it, and then they talk to you about whether it's something that you should pursue with your kid or not. Yeah. So they're not there to just go, sell you all the photos. They do kind of, and when we got back in, I thought it was just a ploy, like, take loads of photos, charge me for them all, and then
but it was a bit
make
more
money.
fresh, like you said, a bit more of a consultation.
It was that's what they call themselves, a consultant, a modelling consultant. So we went back, we sat down, and the woman was like, even before we even looked at the photos, did you enjoy it, Kaysen? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it? Do you think that you'd like to do it again? Like all these
That's a good
things.
start.
Yeah. So it did make me feel like they actually weren't going to force it.
Yeah.
And like I say, from the minute Hayden wasn't happy, it was like, right, just leave him. Don't worry too much. So yeah, I was prepared to go in and probably spend about £400-500 on photos for both of them. And then they were like, oh, we do packages.
Oh, great.
And we looked at his photos. He had 118 photos that they picked. That they took hundreds. They whittled it down to 118 odd good ones. He's had 5-6 outfits. I couldn't pick probably even 10. They were like nice photos of him. And that would, even per photo for 10 photos is £500 by itself. So then it was like, oh, well, if you pay a bit more, you get this. And if you pay a bit more, you get that. And I was like, right. I was like, Kaysen, do you want to do this? And he was like, yeah. I was like, do you enjoy it? Do you want to be a model? Because if you don't, I'm not buying these photos. Or I'll buy a couple for my hallway.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not buying the package. Anyway, he was like, no, I really liked it. And she basically said, we mark them on how photogenic they are. She's like, we give him a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's just really easy to take a photo of. Their confidence, how confident they are in front of the camera.
Yeah.
She went, he's an 8 out of 10. They were, both of them, her and the photographer, was like, has he done this before? Because she said he's just not stiff.
Yeah.
He's quite, comfortable.
But then drama would help, say.
Probably,
you know what I mean?
We did mention that, and she said, yeah, that's probably helped being on stage and stuff. He didn't really get nervous. Before going in, he got really nervous and nearly cried.
More not knowing what to expect, though.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But then the minute he was in there, you would never have thought he was nervous because he just cracked on.
Went
I think because, like I said, the unexpected.
Yeah.
And then when he was there, I was like, this is all right.
Yeah. It's like podcast room.
Yeah, I can do this. Easy. Yeah, so then, and the other thing was, I think poses or something like that, like how they move and stuff, and like not being stiff. So yeah, she gave him an 8 out of 10 for that, and then, like I say, 10 out of 10 for being photogenic.
Good.
So she said, you're missing opportunities. She should have been doing this years ago. So I was like, right.
So now
okay.
now you've got like a portfolio.
So yeah,
That makes sense.
we bought the package.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Fucking £1,300 later. But it comes with all the photos that was in his photo session, like emailed and on a USB stick. We got 25 of them edited so that they're good. They're going to print 20 for me as well, and post them to me. Exactly. They've created him a website because when you apply because basically now I go to the casting and the agencies and say, here's photos of him.
Right.
But I can give them a link to a website because she's like, hundreds of kids apply to these modelling agencies every single day. If you want to stand out, you need to have, like, say, good photos.
Yeah.
And if you've got a website, then they can click on it and see all the photos. If you make it easy for them, they're going to find him easier than, 2 or 3 photos on my iPhone and hope that... And some of these agencies don't need professional portfolios, but, it is what it is.
It was something that...
It was more of the experience. It is. At the end of the day, if nothing comes
that.
from it, nothing comes from it. I'm really not fussed.
Photos.
I got some nice photos, and they managed to get some of Hayden as well, which was really good.
He is a happy child sometimes.
Sometimes, in between takes.
He is, though. That's what's strange.
I know. He just was not
is.
having a good day.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at the age where he's getting very moody.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, he's super happy, smiley, everything. I would have thought it would have been a breeze.
Just the way you said it, yeah.
But
Hayden had this, that.
Oh, yeah, literally, COVID, teething, and due a nap. Like, could you be any worse? Like,
I feel like, why are we even doing this? Why are we even doing this?
And we trained it into London specifically for it as well. So anyway, yeah, so he's got his things. We're now applying to agencies. So to be confirmed what happens next.
Love that.
We've had a couple of people already reply and say... if he wants to do adverts and stuff, then can you send us a video of him so we can see his personality and stuff? So, yeah, we've had responses already asking for more. So, yeah, fingers crossed, we'll see.
And that he enjoyed it.
And then, yeah, we did, like you say, did loads when we were there. Went to, my mum organised a dinosaur show. We went to the farm. Things that you can't really do here, which was nice. Had some rain, wore jeans. It was lovely.
Yeah, I bet that was. Although it is getting colder now, and I had to put a jumper on last night and this morning. I know, I don't have a dressing gown yet.
Oh.
I know, I need to get a dressing gown.
Yeah,
it is
we
dropping.
do love our dressing gowns.
It is
yeah.
dropping. Only in the morning.
Well, I already bought myself some pyjamas, so I'm just waiting for it to be cold enough to wear them. But then flying back, we were due to get back I mean, it was a long morning anyway, because we ended up in Sandbanks as the last place we were staying. Already to get to Gatwick was a 3-hour drive. And then we had to be there early enough to not know if there was traffic, drop a car off. So we were like travelling for all day, basically.
I can imagine.
Got into the airport with enough time, left 2 bags at security, had to walk back into security because we'd left a backpack.
Oh, what's when you go through?
When you go through, because we had a big suitcase, 4 backpacks, 2 child car seats and a pram. So you can imagine, and then still trying to carry 1 child and take the other one through.
At least you didn't leave a child.
No, we didn't leave a child, but we left 2 bags.
Do not leave your baggage unattended. Oh shit, we
got through, and then I was like, throughout the day I must have counted the bags about 5 times, and then I was like, oh crap, we left one. So luckily we'd only just got through, so Liam rushed back and we got it, because one of it had his iPad in as well. So, and the iPads are separate, aren't they? So it's like,
and
God.
in an airport, I love that.
Yeah, and then we were due to land at 9 o'clock in the evening, which I thought is late, but at least it's straight to bed for the boys. We get home for about 10 after 10.
Too bad.
But no, they lost our suitcase. So we landed, and then we were in the airport for 2 hours. We didn't get home till midnight.
Oh, Bill.
So, yeah.
Did you get it back the same night?
2 days later.
Oh, even that though, you know, like you're leaving and it's like you don't even know. Do you?
Well, we didn't know if our case was lost by them, if it even made it onto the plane from Gatwick, or if someone else picked it up. We had no idea. So at that point, I was like, no point stressing about it. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, there's a few things in that case that we really could do with, like, Kaysen just got a brand new Lego set from his nan and granddad that was quite expensive that was in the case. My necklace was in the case because I took it off for the wedding and just never put it back on. Most of it was clothes that, you know, could be replaceable, but there was a few things that wasn't. So it was like, oh. But weirdly, our conveyor belt, like, we landed at 9 o'clock, Ryanair, Gatwick. Next to our conveyor belt was EasyJet 5 minutes before Gatwick. And on their conveyor belt was a case that looked identical to ours, but it wasn't ours. So I'm thinking someone's picked up our case. Yeah. So anyway, they spent an hour and a half searching for it, like in the airport, outside of the airport, trying to communicate back to London, which was just a waste of time. And then we had to fill out loads of forms. So I'm literally, Hayden's walking all around the airport for 2 hours at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
The 3 hour
After
drive,
probably about 8 hours worth of travelling by the time you add it all up.
Yeah.
So I was done, but I was like, there's no point stressing about it.
You've got to do it. It's one of those
Nothing
things
we can do.
You've got to do, yeah.
So Liam's sorting it all out at the desk. So we filled out the forms and stuff when we left. And then I woke up to a message from my mum because while I was in England, I got a wedding invitation from my auntie, which was in the case, and it had an RSVP to this email. So the people who picked up the case had figured out that it was the wrong case, went through it, found the invitation, emailed my auntie, who then told my mum to tell me, we've picked up the case. Sorry, we were in a rush. We had an emergency, but we'll bring it back to the airport the next day. You know, apologies, whatever. Which was great. At least we knew we were going to get the case back.
Yeah.
Which
Did they think you had theirs?
No, they said hopefully ours is still there.
Right, yeah.
they didn't actually think that we took it. They said hopefully our case is still there. So it was good that we knew that we were getting it back.
It's just the ag of it, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because Ryanair's like, well, it's not our fault. We didn't lose it. We're not going to deliver it to you. So, now we've got to drive all the way back to the airport.
Oh, my God.
To pick up the case. So it wasn't convenient to go the day after. So Liam went the day after that.
When do you feeling like you're feeling?
But yeah, I got in at midnight. I had work the next day because I thought, well, getting in at 10 after 10, I'll put the boys to bed. Like, that's a reasonable time. But yeah, straight to work for the next 3 days. So yeah, and obviously catching up from being away. So yeah, I'm just like.
Plus your house is being.
Plus, I decided to throw Kaysen a birthday party on the Friday. We get back on the Monday to throw him a party on the Friday. Booked or told everyone about that before I realised we were doing spontaneous building work.
Yeah, like full-on building work.
Full-on building in the garden as well.
Yeah.
So the garden is a mess. The house is a mess.
It's not even like you've got one section where you can go, right, so his
Close
room's
it
out of
off.
bounds, but let's go here. It's like, right.
Because
so
they're walking.
The room's out of bounds, the garden's out of bounds. If we all just go and sit in, like, the toilet together, we're all
Yeah. I mean, and like say, the living room is just full of dust as well because it just travels. So, yeah, coming back and being like, right, straight into work. the house is upside down. We've got no food in, like, you know, just like like chasing the case. And I did read actually that on average it takes parents 2.5 days to recover from a holiday.
Does it?
Yeah.
I like these facts that you put out. They make me feel so much better about myself.
Yeah, exactly. I thought, I funnily enough read that I think before I left, and then like coming back, I'm like, that's why I feel like this. This is why I've nearly bit everybody's head off, right? Okay.
Well, I don't know what my excuse is, because where I've been going on the whole summer that I've got no energy, no motivation. It's the end of summer and I still haven't found it.
Well, I was so
I'm hoping
excited
that winter's going to have a kick me in the bum,
like,
or autumn, or
get
whatever
back into routine. Yeah. I'm going to start taking the supplements that I bought, which I haven't actually started taking. You know, like all these little things. And no, I haven't done any of it. My house is upside down. Yeah. I'm not in any routine.
No.
But we've got a nursery appointment tomorrow for Hayden. So I'm going to go have a look at the nursery.
So how did Casey go to nursery?
Kaysen went from 1 year old.
Oh, okay.
Literally, I think it was the day after his birthday.
Was that just because of circumstances? And
we were both working. Yeah. So Liam was full on.
Weird, isn't it? How we kind of do that. And it's kind of, let's do
with
it.
With Kaysen, I remember feeling a little bit like, but like...
It was like a no option. It was fine. It was
I think I just got on with it because we didn't really have any option. I did change my job. So he was going from 9 till 3:30. But yeah, Liam was full on with work. And at the time we were building this house. So yeah, it was like Kaysen, Monday to Friday, 9 till 3:30, you're in. And I didn't really feel that guilty about it. But I feel a lot more guilty this time round. And Hayden's actually 3 months older. And even before going to this appointment, I'm already thinking just a couple of days a week or just like a morning or something.
Is that because you feel like you have an option because you're both around?
Yeah.
Even though you're not?
Yeah. I feel like because Liam's a little bit more available and I'm more flexible now because I do more from home. So like, I can take a lunch break and take over and Liam can nip out and stuff. I'm not out on the road like I was with Kaysen. So, we are both a little bit more around, but at the same time, we're struggling. You both need fitting it all in. Need it. Yeah, and then feeling guilty that I'm not helping enough, but then like feeling guilty when I'm not helping, but feeling guilty when I'm working. Yeah. It's like just... You know, when you just feel like you're juggling so much that you're not doing anything right.
I was going to say, you know what it's like when you're in work, you're kind of in a headspace of work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you've got to kind of deal with, obviously, you're doing it at home as well.
Yeah.
So where you're in and out, then you're going, well, am I Billy work? Am I mum? Am I house? What am I doing? Because obviously you're in it all.
And then I'm trying to rush through work so that I can help and then Liam take over. But then I'm working to then being with the kids. Yeah. Like there's not 1 minute of the day that I'm by myself or have a minute to breathe.
Then he's just getting... passed from pillar to post in a way of
he's being stuck indoors all day because I'm working and then Liam's going out and then like Liam's having to rush and do so we just feel like we're just rushing,
stretched, and there's no need
rushing, and like you say, when you're like that, you just feel like I don't feel like I'm being a good mum. I don't feel like I'm being good at work. Yeah, because I'm rushing through everything.
And you know what? It's so good for them. Like it is so all mine went. Obviously, Mason did actually go, but it was obviously a different thing because where his auntie went. But anyway, the other two the same. They needed. They needed it, and I felt the same. Yeah, I did have opportunities where I've got grandparents, and I did have aunties and uncles when they was a lot younger. At any time really, but obviously when they were tiny. Yeah. And here it's a norm that babies go in to nursery at 4 months old.
4 months old, some people that I've worked with.
And still breastfeeding.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So I'm glad we've got to a year. I feel like I'm more comfortable with that. Kaysen actually ended up going to work with Liam a lot, going to my mum's, going to his mum's. So he was with everyone while I was working. And then he started nursery at 1. And Hayden the same. He's been literally just with Liam. Grandparents here and there. And then he's 1 in 3 months, and it was funny because maybe 4 months ago, when it was May, I said to him, "Now's the time to enroll them for September if you want." And he went, "Nah, it's all right. I'm not that busy. I can juggle it." And then the summer, he's just got to that age where it's like he's just so bored at home, and I can tell he's bored. And he's at that age. He's climbing out of high chairs. He's learned how to open all the kitchen cupboards. He's just becoming a nuisance. He needs. And if I sit down with him, he wants to do things, but he doesn't want to play
But you
with toys.
can't- And sometimes I've done it, but sometimes they don't want you all the time because
No.
you're always there.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
So I feel like he's ready for nursery, which makes me feel a little
well
bit better.
done for making the appointment, because I think that could be a hard, like it could go on and on and on, and you feel like, oh, we might as well wait because then they go to school at, like 3 and that kind of thing. And no, they need it. It definitely sets them up for school as well.
Yeah.
I think,
Well,
personally.
when you take them to school at 3, you can tell who in the line
can
has
definitely
gone to
tell.
nursery and who hasn't,
definitely
because some
tell.
are just so clingy and cry for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, mine
was never like that.
Well, I don't think Lexi was. Oops. I think Morgan was a bit, but not to the thing of like, it was like, when they take him to nursery for the first week or so and they cry, and then as soon as you shut the door, they stop.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's new.
It was just new. But
Yeah.
you could actually just tell, like you say, that thing of them used to getting in a line, having their bag on, walking in with other children, having a teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'll find out more tomorrow, but even in the leaflet thing that they emailed me, it's like pictures of the kids painting with their aprons. And this is from 0 to 2. So they're
That's brilliant.
painting, they're playing with, light reflecting things and like sensory stuff, which I don't do any sensory stuff with kids at home.
But
and even Kaysen, they sent me a photo once of this nursery. It's obviously changed management, but it's the same nursery. And he was stomping grapes. He wasn't standing up at home, and they've got a photo of him stood up.
Yeah.
And then they went, oh, you don't need to take his dummy in anymore. We've got him to nap without his dummy.
Yeah.
All these things. He was eating proper Spanish food.
Yeah. I really rate that one because mine too went there, and exactly that what you're saying.
Yeah.
At such a young age, it just that they're that they're just having so much fun but learning with it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And then they, like you say, they call them seños here, don't they?
Yeah.
The monitors, teachers, whatever they are.
Yeah.
They just love them so much as well.
Yeah.
And we're so dedicated.
Kaysen's
Some of the stuff
was
that they
fresh
make,
out.
I'm like, wow, that's so cool.
And they had projects where I had to do things at home for him to take in.
And then they do a big book at the end of all the
and the
things
photos
I
every
love it.
day.
Yeah,
like
love it. Yeah.
you get more information than you do when they go to
Yeah.
school, and to see what Kaysen was up to. And his teacher was fresh out of university, so she was young and she just loved it.
And now, like you say, now you've got that hurdle of kind of making the decision, like, right, this is it, he's going. Like, you can actually be excited now of what's to come
Well,
from
I'm
that.
actually said to Liam, because we're debating, like say, putting him in part-time at least a couple of days, and I'm like, originally I wasn't gonna, but he's definitely going in on a Friday.
Bill, I'm defo.
I wasn't gonna. I was gonna think, but he's definitely going in on a
But
Friday.
this is what I'm saying. It's not
and
just
I'm
for
actually. I only thought about that today, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a Friday to myself. I'm gonna go to Pilates. I'm gonna record more stuff. I'm gonna post more for my business.
To do what you want to do.
Exactly.
You got
Might
to
even
live
be able to
your
do some coaching.
life. To do what you want to do.
It'll end up being full of stuff for the kids, I'm sure. Like you say,
I'll
your
probably
Friday.
clean my house, I say.
Yeah, probably end up cleaning, catching up, doing errands,
no.
going to the bank, going to the doctors.
No. But it's
just
such
nice.
a good thing for them and for us.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important. So good on you for making that decision, because it is a hard one. Some people are just like, nah, whatever. But I don't mean whatever, but kind of like it's. But look, like you said initially,
I do
first,
feel
it was a no option.
Yeah.
But when you've kind of got
When
an
you've
option,
got the
you
choice, it's almost
overthink
harder.
It is.
Yeah.
I do. I agree. Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, are they going to tell him off? Do they have cameras? What the people like? And because he's I was going to call him a little shit then. But like,
he's a little shit. I'm joking.
He's at the age where like, even with Kaysen, it was
He's into
cute, but
everything.
now he's grabbing and he's pinching and it's like,
but that's
are
where
they
he's
going to
gonna
tell him
learn.
off?
Yeah, that's because I say that
He
is
has to
where
learn. They all have
he's
to
gonna,
learn.
He's going to pick up stuff.
And we're teaching him stuff at home.
Yeah,
but
but
it's like, in that interim period, how are they disciplining them?
I think he'll you'll see a huge change in
Yeah.
him, and not just because he's grown up, obviously,
Just 'cause
that
of the
then
age
massive
anyway.
But that
I think just be
structure and that play, that setting,
stimulation. I think
everything,
he's
everything.
well in need of stimulation.
Well, to go on how we've seen as we are both feeling this way.
Yeah.
How. I mean, I don't know if we've dealt with it. How are we dealing with it? How are you dealing with it? I was
Well-
say, how did you deal with it? But I don't really feel like I'm out of it yet. I probably could cry at the end.
Yeah. No, I still very much feel like I'm like teetering on the edge of like the kettle exploding.
Like if you had an argument, you wouldn't actually have an argument, you'd cry.
Yeah.
that kind of feeling.
And my thing isn't to cry. But yeah, when it builds up and builds up and builds up, it feels like
good old. It's weird, isn't it? How we try and hold it in.
I don't like crying.
I try and hold it in. Like Mitch said it earlier. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I do. I still didn't go. My eyes watered. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't go. And I think sometimes you actually do need to just let it out. Go take yourself away. Haven't done it yet, but go and take yourself away.
Didn't you recently though go for a drive?
On my birthday.
Yeah.
I did. I just left her. I said, right, just leave me alone. I'm going out for a minute. Bearing in mind, Mitch was upstairs, so it's not like I had another pet. Well, obviously, they're not tiny kids, but you know, like the kids was a little bit like kind of thing.
You're leaving us?
Yeah, like what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But it was a proper like selfish decision, like so I don't explode and look like a complete psycho and probably say things that shouldn't be said in a way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in the car. I went to the petrol station because it was late and nothing else was open. I bought myself a crunchy. I munched on my chocolate crunchy. I had a cry. I put the music on loud and I drove back home. And that was it. Felt great. Well, I didn't feel great, but I felt better walking back.
That's better though, because I think sometimes, like I say, people just go lock themselves in another room, but you can hear everything. People are still coming to find you,
and I could leave. So imagine if I was like, let's just say I felt like
sometimes
that, and it was just me and Lexi. I'm never going to leave Lexi. Do you know what I mean?
Can't leave Lexi at home
it
by herself.
You know what I mean? It kind of get you in a thing. But yeah, take yourself away wherever you can.
If you can leave the house, then a drive
or to your room.
I like driving, so I've never contemplated to just get in the car and go for a drive. So that's going to be on my list.
I say go to a room, but if you are in the house, then you've got the...
Where's Mum? Mum? Yeah, exactly. So I can't obviously leave the house unless Liam was there.
No, but just let it out. Yeah. That's what I would probably say.
So cry it out, leave the house. That's what you did.
That's what I did on that occasion.
Yeah. I think music's a good one.
Yeah, I think music's a good one.
Because even like yesterday I was like up to here, like I was like, right, kids get dressed, we're going to go out the house because they've been in the house for a couple of days since we've been back. So I bloody got them both dressed and then realised that I don't have a gate key because Liam's give it to the builder. So I just
now you're trapped.
So then I just spent 15 minutes getting clothes on these children to leave the house.
But you can't leave.
No, I can't leave. And the garden is a mess. So we went in the garden regardless, which lasted 10 minutes. Casey then wanted to go swimming, which he can only go in the big part of the pool because the baby pool's got all bits of brick that's fell in. And then Hayden, I'm like, well, now I'm going to have to go in with Hayden because I can't let you go in the pool and Hayden's not going to... Fine, right, we'll all just go in the blooming pool.
So do you think it's not a big
pool's
deal,
actually freezing. Yeah, because I was like, I just wasn't in the mood.
That's what I mean.
So now I have to do all this extra stuff. I've just got you both dressed now. I have to get you both undressed. And it's like awkward. Like, Casey's easy.
Then.
But with
breathe is a good tactic.
Breathing, yeah. Kind of just being like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, is what it is.
Just whatever kind of thing.
Yeah, so...
Being honest.
Yeah.
Being honest
just
that you feel
it.
however you feel, whether with yourself or
Yeah.
maybe with other people. Because I know I probably, if anything, probably would take it out on Mitch, if anything.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes he knows where I am with it, and sometimes he hasn't got a clue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So probably just
I can
say
get quite short with Liam, and like I say, it's not you.
Yeah,
I don't mean it to be
don't even
you.
know what it is.
And I feel bad that but I mean, it wasn't even on Liam because the minute I finished work, he went out. But I did message him and I was like, I have no patience for these children right now.
They become their children, don't they?
Your children. Your children. Come and get your children.
Yeah, in other situations, they're my children.
Yeah, when they're good, they're mine. When they're not, they're yours. And the thing was, they weren't even being that bad.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not even a big deal, but it becomes such a big thing.
I think, like you say, being honest, accepting, I feel like this, and I shouldn't feel like, because sometimes I make myself feel guilty. You shouldn't feel like this, you know, whatever.
With the music, though, when you say about music, I like that one because you can either have like calming music if you just want to kind of do, or music kind of that you just can either dance around to or sing your heart out to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So that's what we did. The pool lasted 5 minutes because it was cold and Hayden was just playing with a hammer. And
it just wasn't working.
And he just wanted to smash the building materials around. He didn't even want to be in the pool. So we went back in the house and then I put Kaysen's new favourite's One Direction. So we just put One Direction on. And actually, I've got a new love for them as well. I never really got into them massively.
You light up my world
that's his favourite. The songs are so catchy.
Yeah, they are good.
And the music videos, them just having a laugh and having fun.
They are good songs, to be fair.
So me and Kaysen just started singing and dancing around the living room. I instantly felt better.
Yeah.
And like I say, I knew that it wasn't them.
No.
So sometimes actually accepting that I feel the way I feel, just let it out. But also realising, like, they're not the ones making me feel like this.
No, but most of the time it's not the kids.
Yeah.
Because they're just kids. Most of the time it's not the kids that make you feel like that because they are just kids. But then sometimes they are making you feel like that because they're being the kids.
Because,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it depends. So in this case, they weren't being bad. It was just the way I felt. So everything was just hitting me harder.
So a little
than
bit
it
of
normally
1D
does.
changed your
So
vibe.
music, One Direction. I did go to bed earlier.
Put your head
Liam
down.
went to football training. So soon after I put the kids to bed, obviously I've got a lot happening. The house is a tip. We've got a party coming up. I just was like, fuck it. I'm not actually going to start doing any of the jobs because I'm just not in the mood.
Yeah, I need to go and get my head
So
down.
I ate a whole packet of crisps. I had a shandy, which I don't normally do until the weekends. It's normally my Thursday thing. But I was like, no, fuck it. It's a Tuesday. I don't care. Shandy and a whole packet. I demolished a whole packet of crisps. Sat on my ass, did nothing while I watched the house be a tip, and nearly made myself feel guilty. And I was like, no. I'm not in the mood. So I'm not going to make myself feel bad for it.
I feel like Shanika's come out. You haven't even had a drink. That's what I feel like. Yes, Phil. That's what.
So not make myself feel guilty, I think, was one thing. Acknowledging that it isn't, don't misplace your anger. Like it wasn't thing. So snap out of it with the music. Go to bed early. And what I feel like's made things worse for me is I'm flip-flopping between 100 things at the moment. It's Hayden's got his injections, Casey's got an optician's appointment, we've got school starting on Monday now, not Tuesday, which I thought it was. And then I've got spontaneous meetings cropping up at work, which weren't planned for, that I now have to plan for. And then I know that I've got a trip that I have to plan to Costa del Sol. I know I have to book my flights back to London and I have to, it's like...
That makes me literally want to just run
That's
away.
why I've got an elephant on my chest.
That makes me run away.
So it's actually like sometimes just getting it all out onto paper, have a to-do list, prioritise what needs to be sorted now, what doesn't need to be sorted now. Sometimes it's just half of those things, just putting it in my diary so that I know.
I agree, writing something down.
Writing it down and tackling it bit by bit.
Yeah. And don't feel guilty, like you say, where you're going, no, I don't feel like this. I'm going to do this, and I'm not doing anything, but this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And I'll deal with it whenever, when I'm ready. You know what I mean? Obviously, if it goes too far, you need some help.
Yeah. But sometimes it can just be all the things that are in your head.
It is, definitely.
And then that's making me feel overwhelmed because I feel like I'm going to drop the ball on something.
Yeah.
So writing it all down really helps because then sometimes writing it down feels less overwhelming because it's not that many things, but I just need to put that in my diary so I don't forget these things in the diary, and then that I'll sort out next week because I don't need to do it now. Sometimes even just getting clearer.
It actually is okay.
You feel like you can breathe.
But like you say, where it's all so much issue, you just need to bring it down a minute and just see it out, and then you're all right.
Yeah, and having an hour to myself. Like it just worked out that I put the boys to bed early. Liam went to football training, so I was like, right, I've got an hour, no noise, my TV show, guilt-free rest.
Yeah.
Like not running. Like if I'd have gone and cleaned the house and stuff, it would have helped me for like the party, but it would have made me go to bed more stressed than I was.
You needed to go to do that more than that. That was priority.
I needed an early night. I needed to not do anything before going to bed so that I had a bit more energy for today where, I've been able to rush around this morning, put 2 loads of washing on and do a couple of things. And
you felt better to tackle it.
Yeah.
That's basically it, isn't
Whereas if I'd have forced myself to tackle it when I wasn't feeling it, it would have been 10 times worse and I wouldn't have got as much done anyway.
Yeah.
So, rest is important. Early night, write things down.
Yeah.
Have a cry, go for a drive maybe.
Be honest.
Yeah.
And just to finish it off, actually, we'll finish off now. But you did forget your anniversary, didn't you? It's your anniversary today.
Yes, thanks.
Happy anniversary, Techman and Bill.
9 years married today, and I totally forgot. So, like you said before we started recording, it's normally not the women that forget.
Yeah, it's not normally the women.
Totally
Bill.
forgot. And I think because we obviously got married, our anniversary of meeting and getting together is my birthday, so it's very easy to remember that. September didn't really mean anything to us, so we picked that date to get married and then had a child a couple of years later who had a birthday a few days before. So now we really forget it because not only is it years later now, so it's harder to remember anniversaries anyway, but we also have a birthday a few days before. So normally when my nan gives me Kaysen's birthday card, she gives me an anniversary card. But she didn't this year because we weren't here.
Of course.
So that normally reminds us. So I didn't have that little prompt.
Oh,
so
man.
yeah, it wasn't until she put on a Facebook post, I was like, oh, Liam, happy anniversary. Totally forgot. And she was like, what are you doing? Absolutely nothing.
At all.
I'm
That's why I was like, you sure you want me to come over?
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam's plastering. The case is doing this. Just come over. It's fine.
It's fine. We didn't realise it was until like probably 1 o'clock this afternoon anyway.
And we don't need to sit there probably like this with each other anyway. We might as well just have an early night together.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like I say, wedding anniversaries don't tend to do much. Every now and then we've got like a little present for someone, or we've gone out and done something. But yeah, this year, totally recovery mode.
That's a story to tell. You forgot it.
Totally forgot the 9th year. Hopefully,
I love you, babe.
Hopefully 10th year we'll do something. So yeah, happy anniversary, Liam.
No, yeah, happy anniversary, you two.
Thank
Congratulations, because well, I'm not married, so well done for actually getting a wedding together. Because, that seems to be harder
than you realise, right?
It's just because I'm too relaxed and I need to kick up the bum.
Yes.
That's the only thing.
Yes.
But at the same time, there's enough going on. So
clearly, yeah, we've been overwhelmed. So this isn't the week for wedding planning. Put it off another week. We'll get there.
We just came in here really to have a rant. So
Yeah.
hope it made you feel better.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are feeling more happy and motivated than we are.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you're normal, you're human. We're
It is.
feeling it this week too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, everything's gonna be okay.
So it was a little music. See, look, it's the music. It's
Yeah.
the music. I'll
And
bring
what's
a
my
mic next
tattoo?
time.
Worry less, smile more.
Worry less.
There you go. Finish it on a quote. It's a tattoo that I've got on my hip. Worry less, smile more.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.